Hey, this is a little experiment to see how how much of an audience I get depending on where I post. So I'm going to be talking about how I like to be treated when I'm using my wheelchair. A lot of people get nervous around wheelchair users. They feel like, hi Mayor, they don't know how to act. They don't know what to do. They are worried about saying something or doing something awkward that will make the other person feel awkward. So I thought it would be a good time to just give some tips. And now these are just my preferences. I don't speak. Hi Shannon. Hi Miles. I don't assume to speak for everyone who uses a wheelchair. This is just how I feel. The number one thing is don't make assumptions about why I am in a wheelchair. I have had people, Brianna, hi. I've had people notice that, I guess the way to put it is people have walked past me and someone has said, I saw him move his foot, that guy in the wheelchair. As if I were faking it because my foot can move. Just because I use a wheelchair doesn't mean I'm paralyzed, right? Okay, so don't make assumptions. Oh, hi, Mary Ann. Brianna, I think I said hi to you before, but Brianna, hi again. Okay, so don't make assumptions about why someone's in a wheelchair. Now, whether or not you ask them why I'm in a wheelchair, let's keep it on me. Whether or not you ask me if I'm in a wheelchair depends on what kind of conversation we're having. So, I mean, if we are networking at a business, event and it comes up, then it may be appropriate if we've been clicking and, you can ask. And I would just simply ask, do you mind if I ask why you use a wheelchair? That question is fine with me because sometimes I feel like talking about it, that advocacy in me. Hi, Scylla, and Dan. Sometimes I don't feel like talking about it, and that's okay too. That's just up to the person. The other thing is make eye contact. This is tricky because being in a wheelchair puts me down, everybody else is up here. I'm kind of like butt level to everybody else. So think about that when you are talking to someone like me. Don't talk over my head. Try to make eye contact with me, but don't squat down. Don't squat down. I mean, in some situations that may be okay, like if it's real crowded or whatever, and you and I are we're buds and we have a prior relationship, that's okay. Squat down. But if we've just met, don't squat down to talk to me, because then it just feels like you're talking to me like a child. So, again, this is my own personal preference. It does help if you take a step back, though, because I am having to look up at you, but if you take like one step back, I don't have to look as far up, so keep that in mind. If you squat, if you stand, whatever, if someone's joining right now, they're going to wonder, what is he talking about? Either squatting or standing, don't touch my chair, okay? Don't touch the chair. Don't lean on the chair. Don't try to push me in the chair. Don't try to move me out of the way by grabbing onto the chair. Don't touch my chair. The chair, as far as it is being used at that moment, is part of me. And so that would be like me putting my arm through your handbag strap to, like rest on. Hey, that's just, don't do that. As far as things like opening doors, you should ask. Now, if you are in front of me, I think that it's polite just to open the door anyway for the person that's behind you. But especially if you see someone coming with a wheelchair, it feels kind of rude, even if they don't mean it. If, like, you know, you're almost there and they just like let the door close, it's like, but don't help just like assume that they need help. I'm pretty good at opening and closing doors. I usually don't need help, but sometimes the doors are heavy. So if you see me struggling, it's okay to say, can I offer you some help? And I might say no. I might be irritable about it. Some people are. Some people get very defensive because they, you know, want to prove that they can do it on their own. But at least you offered, okay? And if that's how they respond, that's fine. That's not how I respond. I usually say, thank you, yes, please, or no, thank you, I've got it. The other thing that you can do that will really make a difference is just pay attention to, oh, hi, Azlina and Michelle and Simon. Pay attention to things on the ground, like on the sidewalk. If there are rocks, you know, kick them to the curb. Get that stuff out of the way. Something like a little rock on the sidewalk can really ruin my day. Okay? Because, you know, I'll be scooting along in my chair and I'll hit that rock and, you know, it throws me around. So, just keep an eye out on that. It's really nice when I see people like clearing that stuff out of the way. And also, at the same time, if you are hosting a party or putting on an event or inviting people over for a barbecue, think about the space that it takes to be in a wheelchair. And you can figure that out by putting your hands on your hips. I don't know if you can really see, but putting your hand on, you can't see. Putting your hand on your hips and, you know, sticking them, your elbows straight out, that's about how much space my wheelchair takes. A little less than that, but it gives you the idea. Okay, because you also have to have room for your hands, right? So, you know, when you're setting up tables and stuff, make sure there's enough room to get through. It really does make a big difference. And, you know, when I go to an event, let's see if I can get some more light in here. If I go to an event and they've taken the time to, you know, make sure that I've got space to go through with my chair, that makes all the difference in the world. If I can't get through, then I have a miserable time. I get stuck. I get stuck in the corner because I can't maneuver through all of the chairs to get where all the fun people are, you know? So, so think about that. Also, talk to people that are in wheelchairs. Just start up a conversation, just like you would anybody else, because a lot of times, I mean, I'm a little bit of an exception because everybody likes to talk to me. That sounds kind of conceited, but hey, it's Adam Tilted. No, when I have a big personality, so that's not usually a problem for me. But a lot of people that use wheelchairs feel very awkward when they go out in public. And I do too, actually. You know, I have anxiety and not so much anymore. I don't worry about it so much anymore. But at first, it was an issue because people do treat you differently. When you're in a wheelchair, they do. They treat you differently, and some of that is good and some of that is bad. And it's awkward at first to get used to. So, I'm hoping that this helped. If you have any questions or want to talk more about what it's like being in a wheelchair and some of the specific things that I've struggled with, let me know. I want to do... Hi, Lori. I've learned a lot about life by learning how to live in a wheelchair, and so I'm going to be sharing a lot of those insights with you in future videos. But today I just wanted to give you some little tips. This was on my mind because I'm going to an event tomorrow. So if you follow me on Snapchat, should be a good story tomorrow. Oh no, not tomorrow. Today's Monday. I cannot keep what day it is in my head. It doesn't even matter how many calendars I have. On Wednesday, I'm going to an event. And so I'm interested to see how they have it set up, because the last event I went to, I was very unhappy because the way it was set up, I could not get around in my chair. And so, but I let it be known that I was not happy. So I don't think that'll happen again. Will help. Okay. So I hope this has helped you, kind of get over those initial awkwardness things. Don't forget to check out the promotions in the Adam Tilted shop and in the clubhouse. If you're not in the clubhouse, in the comments, just tell me to add you to the clubhouse. Your purchases not only benefit your health and well-being because of these products are all natural and not non-toxic, they also benefit a charitable foundation, and they help me. They support me in my effort to educate people on how to interact with people with disabilities so that people like me have just as much of a chance of living a full life as anyone else. So thank you for joining me. This was fun, and we'll talk again soon. And tomorrow I'm getting a haircut, so next time you see me, I should be looking fly. Okay, bye-bye.